Good evening, good evening, good evening once again. We've come to our family life and marriage issues, and today we'll be discussing another segment because coming Sunday is Father's Day. I would like to use this platform to wish all fathers a happy Father's Day. In fact, we are talking about fathers. So today you have a lot. Who is a father? What constitutes a father? When do we call one a father? And I have special people of God amongst us, and today we will go very detailed into it. So please, the next 1 hour, be with us, learn a lot, and go in tune with us. And we know God will bless you through this session. So, Benifoye Mamo Akwaba. Yeah, the first on the list is Mr. Eric Jan, our brother, who is very supportive of our youth service. And we also have our sister, Mrs. Beatrice Amamensa, Councillor 1. We have our daddy amongst us, Mr. Dyson Jumper. Ono Oba Simpo, Oduma Kotinepa, and Yama make a sewa. In fact, Bishop Wa, Yama me Mrs. Esther Achimfo Ibua into bracket, or you're right. Because ma want to say we hope say our families are doing well by grace. Good. And looking at Sunday's topic as Father's Day, let's take it as a topic. I want us to look at a theme: the father in our contemporary world. The father in our contemporary world. Say you share a cha. So looking at that angle, who do we say a father is? Let me start with Ma Esther. Ma, one year.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. What can a jar? I imagine him there. You'll be autumn on nature, our father. Ma obeye pigin papa oye ja otum on nature nipa ma obotum lusu ojinane ndanda no chede ye kan eja enyen.
Okay, good. In Tiema says someone who is able to nurture a son to become a father. Let me put it that way. It's what you say
a daughter.
Good. Let me say gender balance yaba. So feminist for her. It will be what you share ba a man be a and it's just a father. Okay, me call me mama. She say no. We share panelists na iwa wahana. 2 young couples and 2 old experienced couple. And don't just say young ones are no experience. They are, because obi a warrior 1 year, no, it's no be there 10 years. Mambi, who is a father to you?
Thank you. Tisani amema meka no. Eja ene obema wawo ba na nyese wawo eba no de na to keke ana de na mebusua keke, but oye eja no responsibility e da also. Eja bia won the responsibility nyese wawo akola ne keke ba kwan a wo be fa so ahwe abofra no ma na benyi abeye peni papa ena wo betumi aka se we de oye meja.
Okay. There are 2 definitions. One Rebecca said, "Penny." Baako said, "You to me tete aboframa ne penny." Baako said, "The one won what it no." Intino a 2. Mamenko minua bemaso. Anglanza. Openijan. A January with the one I be mantam the manager to.
Say, medical akanya. Ye mame Auntie Esther ene miniaba mama bi kan no abom.
Okay.
Nti ejaye berima otumetiti abofra anase sa abofra no ono no wo no se anyo ono no wo no.
Okay.
Otumi fa abofra de banase anase brings the child under his cover and becomes responsible for that child in all aspects.
Okay.
Obe take that responsibility. So it's not just a matter say odi abofra no aba na sekeke. Na abofra ne said o wa no so wo ho. Na mum obe take full responsibility about the upbringing of that child in all aspects.
Okay. Nti wono ejane ye obi a either wona wona na nyona wono, but taking full charge of the child to make sure the child becomes somebody in future. Okay. Let me go to Papa Dyson. Obi, your question will be a little different. Majority of men marry women who already have children. So how do you father such children?
Thank you very much for this question. To father children that do not belong to you,
Good.
to father children belonging to a woman before you married her, it is a real challenge for a situation like that, because you would have wished that the two of you have an offspring,
Okay.
that both of you have the responsibility biologically bringing that person up.
Okay.
If it is not like that, then it calls for extra sacrifice.
Okay.
It calls for love and understanding. Because you go into marriage for many reasons, not only to have children,
Okay.
but having children is one of the key reasons of marrying someone.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, you are not the loser. So if you happen to go into a relationship with somebody who already has a child, you have to come to the understanding and prepare your mind that since you are going to a relationship as a father, you are assuming that fatherly role to be responsible, to be accountable. You will be surprised what the child that you have not given birth to biologically would come to do to you in future. So I would say that what is required of a father in that relationship is love, sacrifice, and understanding that no matter the cost, I'm taking these children as my children. And in that process, you fulfill the role of being responsible. And being responsible comes with blessing. And in that process of being responsible, you'll be amazed, even if that woman is of old age, is not that young that could give birth, you'll be surprised, you'll be blessed with another child.
Okay. Good. So Papa has really made a lot of assertions, and there are some key points I want us to look at. One, he said, for you to be a father of children that do not belong to you, but they are coming from maybe the woman you just got married to. One, you have to be responsible. That comes with a blessing. Two, you should be accountable. And you can only do that with love, sacrifice, and understanding. Ma, I'm also coming to you with the same question. You say, you love me, you love my dog.
Exactly.
So, with this, you love me, you love my dog. Now, how do I love her and love them?
Okay. I think the thing to observe is that once the woman comes to you and is very honest about having her own children before meeting you, and you are interested in the woman, then of course it becomes your additional responsibility to take care not only of the woman, but also of whatever blessings she comes with. I will call it blessings. I know some people will refer to such children as the baggage she comes with, but I don't subscribe to that at all. They are blessings. And once you are ready to take care of the woman and the children, I think you are performing your role as a father. And it is important to note also that it is not, you see, if you make up your mind that this is not my child, then of course you are going to have a problem. That this child belongs to another man, then there's going to be a problem. But once you make up your mind that I'm going to love the child like my own, I think then you have a better mindset, and it helps you to go on with fostering and nurturing the child.
Okay. So as our mother tells you to be fostering and nurturing the child, and she will call them blessing but not baggage. That shouldn't be a problem from your mommy. I was say Odo Mammy no now double frano, no to meet Tiabo frano, if you say Obin nim or China, Obin sunim or Brempong, I shall say. Yeah, I would like to come to my brother. Mr. John, when do one become a father? Is it only by biological birth or what?
I believe that whenever you take any child under your fold, whether that child is your biological child, whether it is by adoption, whether it is a family member's child that you have more or less like we do in our Ghanaian situation of the extended family, bring under your fold, then you would have to, so far as you take on that responsibility, then you would have to be a father to that child. So that is when it begins, whenever you bring somebody under your fold. I would like to stretch it to, there are times that you will not necessarily would have brought somebody under your fold, but there are certain children that you have identified that you believe that maybe they may be missing a father figure.
Okay.
Maybe the son or daughter of a widow. You know, that person may be missing the father figure. But Christians, as we are in our particular context, you would want to be a father to that child. And so you may not necessarily bring the person into your home. Some actually do that. But wherever that child is, you continue to extend those fatherly actions or fatherly care to that particular child. In all those situations, so far as you extend that fatherly care to those children as if they were your own, I believe that that is where you are showing fatherhood to those children. So anytime those situations arises and you accept to take that responsibility, then it starts.
Okay, so our brother is saying when one begins to miss the father figure and you are able to fill that gap, it really makes you a father. Viewers, you'll be bringing your comments, suggestions, and even questions, and they shall be dealt with for you. So be part of this discussion because we are always here for you, and you know we are also there for us. God richly bless you as we continue. Mamemra nini abizu. Obabi, mamenda no odi ane kakra. Na yenye ne little practical. When we say, Papa to make offer a baby, most of the time, or a bema and shed and hard dream, Papa. But a color of a corner fanabano, a be an oye penny cacra. Or sound so a yoba. Said the Ebra Kaye, she's missing that father figure. So your husband has seen that and want to fill that gap. So that child, our Pija Kakrano, will not feel it that much. And a number of times, envy also sets in because nipa timamda say osi wunu but looking at more DNA, more attachment here, me who papa should certain happen. How do you go by it? In terms of the end, the better than the
I think it happens
Okay.
most of the time.
Okay.
And even it happens even in the Christendom.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'll say is that we started by saying that marriage, the bedrock of it is communication.
Okay.
So if you're going to bring a child like that to the house, what we say from the beginning is responsibility, and then also you having that tolerable heart. You need to be tolerant, because akolana wakakofa na ba no onye uba ba wo uba behwe no atete no e ma na du mpempen so bi, but ekodu baby a jealousy ya okay na abemu nti esese maame no ene papa ne tumi etena se ekasa wo ho edi nkomo wo ho se obeya amakofa na be eniema sei ena ohia wo ena ho se wagye atum so se memfa ne mra nti se wagye atum se memfa ne mra de a nea obehu bia se me ya ama no emane enye problem ena afen so no wo papa no so na se wo hu wo limiter ubetumi ene akola no awo se uhu se saadie ya meye etra so bebre na the problem ebeba me ne meyire ntemo a esese me hwe ho yie na meye ho yie se na be ya emfa problem emfa embafi ena lastly so ni ameka ka on se eniema etete sa no de bia ya na ye kɔ ware a ene ye kɔ counseling, but eniema etise no oba na free baby esun baby o free esu environment onyini ewom wonso no ebia webusue mu no na mo boa enkrofo dada nti enye problem mawo esese otumi se enti ase aniwa ese mutumi seek for counseling support, so that these kind of little things can be dealt with na ama enije abefie, because akola entumi mbefie na ombeji maame attention free ni kunu ho nti kwan ben ene ebefa so a yebeyesi etumi ene yehudi enkita ho.
Yo, ebusia was here to me sheni dinkita. Unti nua ba so kan o say as a man you must know your limit. What the abofra ne be fear so when you so te say no attention ya oyere de aba ho the way out there na oyere enye jealous too. You must also communicate with your wife very well to for her to understand. Mo the enti abofra no e wo fear. Daddy, you said incident happens. There are at times when people go beyond their bounds, especially when the child grows up and then she becomes, let me use the word, attractive. And attention has also been given to her. And your wife is not happy and you are the man at home. How do you handle the situation?
Yes. Before I even come to that,
Okay.
the first question you asked,
Okay.
the moment you, the man, brings that child home, you need to understand that the governance structure in the home will be based on partnership.
Okay.
So that you will not be dealing individually
With the child.
with the child. Any interaction or any decision or key issues has to be collectively done. Otherwise, there will be biases.
Okay.
Otherwise, one will be giving wrong interpretation to your actions. So, though you may be the head of the home, you may have all the authority, but you decentralize that authority so that yourself and your partner will be fully in charge, so that that child will not circumvent the authority of your partner and come to you. I think if that premise is established, you have a good foundation for a successful bringing up of that child.
Okay.
Coming to your point, such children comes with a lot of challenges, particularly at the time that he or she might be very young. Nobody would be so much concerned about what is happening to him or her.
Yeah.
But the moment that child begins to grow, begins to show some signs of development, improvement, the problem will not be between you and your partner, but external third parties.
Okay.
they will be influencing the child. They will be saying all sorts of things that is not even true. They will pretend to be more caring and loving to that child, even more than your wife or you yourself, who took the first initiative to bring that child home. I have personally experienced that.
Okay.
So I know what I'm talking about. The third parties will manipulate that child. It's manipulation. They do that. And the child, through not being wise enough, would think that those people love him or her more than you, the people who are looking after him or her at that particular time. Because you might have certain standards, certain requirements, certain limits, certain conditions, certain disciplines that you expect her to go through for her own interest. But because you are not giving him that comfort, you want him or her to sacrifice today for her own future benefits. So you might be subjecting her to certain disciplines. And that would be the source of the influence from outside. Before you realize, enmity begins to grow between your wife and her, or yourself and that child. And it's happening today. So people will ask themselves, is it good you go to that length to make such sacrifices? But at the end of the day, you who have made that sacrifice, ultimately, you will not lose. Myself, before I got married, I would say that bringing up such children was a rehearsal for me. Was a rehearsal. So you learn how to take care of kids before you even go into it.
Good.
So it is a real challenge that will happen, but when it happens, you, the man or the woman, have to be sincere. Your conscience is superior in all that transpires. If you are sincere to yourself that this child that my husband brought to the house, I am extending all love that I needed to extend to her. If enmity is brewing from some sources, that should not worry you, because you know that sincerely you have demonstrated love to this child. You have done all that you can to this child. Nobody knows, you can't tell anybody's mind, so they may run with such conclusions and create that enmity. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you have done what is expected of you as a responsible caretaker father, caretaker mother, and all that happens next. It's part of the challenges that come, and you take it like that.
You, man.
Can I just...
Yeah, let me top up before
Yes,
your own comes.
I think that most of the time, as a father, you need to realize that nurturing a child is not smooth sailing. There will be challenges here and there. So that if you have already tuned up your mind to address some of the unforeseeable challenges, then of course when they come, you are not hyperactive, you are not so disturbed, but you have a cool mind, and you want to take things as they come, not just jump into situations. So I think I want to go by my initial definition of a father, someone who nurtures a child. Nurturing is like, you are being smart here, you are being wise there, you are disciplining here. It comes with a whole lot of things. It's not something that's so straightforward. And therefore, when we meet such challenges, I think that is why a Christian parent and a father will go on his knees. So the importance of prayer comes to play here. And you need to be praying at the same time, using your own life as a model to the children.
Okay.
I think it's so important. We find a lot of waywardness amongst our youth, maybe in our homes, because father is saying one thing and doing another thing. So I think it's important for the fathers to know, especially as Christian fathers, to know what they are about and to stick to their guns as Christians and to live by the word of God. If the children see inconsistencies in our lives, then of course we are doomed. That's all. We are doomed. It's like I stay in the classroom with the kids and I'm telling them, don't touch this thing at a certain time. I'm not also going to touch it. But then I try to touch it. They will know these days the children are very, very inquisitive. We are looking at the issue of contemporary parenting.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm bringing this one in. Yeah.
Okay. INCP. Viewers, continue to put your comment there. If you have any question bothering your mind, you can push in there. And if you also want to have in touch with us, we are from St. Paul Methodist Cathedral, of which our superintendent minister is very Reverend Dr. Samuel Omanie Japan. If you need any assistance, you can reach us through the message of the Facebook and we'll respond to that effect. And if possible, we are supposed to sit. We will have all that time for you because we are here to make sure marriages work, fathers work, mothers work, an entire world will be a nice place to be. Our father made a comment. He said the third party comes in and the whole thing is destroyed. It is true. God created the Garden of Eden nicely. Adam and Eve were living happily until the third party, the serpent, came in and the whole war started. So please be careful and beware of third parties. There can be a third party in you. Got third party insurance and so say, Papa.
That is it.
Yo, okay, Auntie B, my memory was me, I never come in your bed, so. And then, what they come home.
Na there's development taking place, and as a father, you need to be careful. Like I said from the very beginning, you need to know your limits. Now, akolani third party asemi ayeke wako akofa oba aba a wo hwe no se eja wadamfo bi betumi empo eguegu asum obei ase ne ho ye fe nti wenimpo ni akola ne so with a certain kind of mind where somebody
third party
is trying to bring your mind for you to now look at this child that you saw as a daughter. See, I will share other features about intino akoma eno and I say oh share now share oyere yet sounds so very see intuition juma intuition juma pa and say oyere ehu say afia say what attention towards akosia ye bibi e wo ho na wo eja no oyere hu na all like all prompted no eja na we the way the bibi enim we hu bibi enti na all kan enti say wo be hye na wetie no nso a na wankasa nso wa hwe wo no say asa afi me hwehwe bibi eni kwan say me hye eno nti na oba no ni attention aba intuition no e na ye adwuma na wo to me fa nso a as a father ebeboa na we yiweni no every ho every third party no na wo die si weni so say wo fa no say wo hwe no as eja.
Okay. But that's you see, there's another angle I want us to look at. Being a father, no, whether in the church, at job place, wherever it is. Now one say, oh, Akole, he or she needs an assistance. In terms of education or something of that sort. Must it always be, say, I want to see a co-father fee. And I said they can still be where they are, maybe are not in the parents in the war, but if yet, so you think, say, oh, but then a bar or beboame. I'm speaking in line with ODA, you know, that's to avoid those things. Must we always bring them home and take full charge of them, or they can be where they are and still pay their school fees, monitoring them, and those things? Uncle Eric, I mean, for we money here.
Yeah, I think that in these contemporary times, and to say, my mum anymore. Be our offer, CB, not the nearby, and I say, we're down for baby, not the number. I grew up in a large family. Yankasa mofrana kasa ne 10. And I don't remember any time in my life. Yeni cousin bi, obi baby, our kaya hua yenia ye defi. You know, and my mom was that kind of person. Debia no akofa. Obia befi. Ni ahwe. And some of the problems are my mom any papa no kind crops up. You know, but Adebakwa, that was very consistent. Uba ye fear, you won't see the difference. Okay. You moon into say was we dia obet to say now we are the So coming to your issue, but in this contemporary times, you know, in fact, it's very difficult. You don't find us doing that because it is very, very dicey. Very, very dicey. In Kanka say a very man no kofa obi baba and a near fikakra. Sinimani nina de baya and here one thing. One of the things I'm realizing so on say okofa abofra sa neba. Na abofra no ene ne yere no enimu nsia asema sekra. Na berima no nso amfa neni anto fom enhusu na dwen na sebi abofra no nkaka se bi oye wofase bi abeye complain bi a church say na yedi kan kadada you should create that environment abofra no to me sorry kekemba weni memfa complain beto weni efa oyere ho na wabeka bibi sa akire na abofra n'anim wona oyere enya kasakasa wase asem no kra na eri agense man no se abofra no awofo tiase
maybe unte say ehono the child has been accorded a certain type of authority.
Yes.
Into almost as the man will act.
Yes.
So if you are not careful, the child will control you to against your wife from that angle.
And you know, I'm saying I say nyensem. Ampa, I'm saying I say nyensem because say neni could say assemnate too much na ohun say obetumi agina saa de no so am manipulate you to say na ore kana na wofo nso ye won so a sebi wo pese wonya bibi fi efi ode bade na asem na wo bekeka na third party no kai na intan ye abontinfo so bebiru. Sometimes they are family members.
Okay.
They are, especially when there are material things to be acquired in that particular home, it gets worse. So in our time there, you will not likely find a lot of spouses in Kakam our budgets are dinner to. So cover our facility better than maintain. Ebi ananse ni ehu enokra hu so won hu so be brainy house help in ade. You know, now some people even say that what they bra be ejuma no na sanko won da fie ho. You know, so I do not think that in the times in which we find ourselves, I personally, it is every situation that you would have to relocate that child into your home. Okay. If the situation demands it, of course. And in that, one person will want as I said, but and no crown send away the kind of cut it down. As I said, when the way in Tenassi, because you see, the upbringing of that child, even though you are the father, it's not your sole responsibility alone. So far as that child steps into the house, yeah, don't share any need with you. Don't share any need with you. So you realize that a lot of that responsibility is going to fall on the woman. You see, a lot of the real upbringing is going to fall on the woman. Inti sema nya da understand is ye nia ya gia tum sebi me na me pekofa na ba but who you mikunu adia adia tumenim no medwen ho a odi abetumenim no sometimes when you accord them the women that respect now they think about it, they look at the Christian aspect of the whole thing and may agree. Sometimes they will not agree. Personally, if they will not agree, I don't think you should force it.
Okay.
Because it can bring chaos. I don't think you should force it. Intiani the quine for fraud to me so abua sabo fran buano. Send in a boarding house when I didn't back off and to boarding house, but don't bring the child home. So we ran. So it is not every time that you don't necessarily have to bring the child home. If there is not that understanding between you and your spouse to bring that child.
Your viewers, continue to put your comment there, put your questions there. And if you have any suggestion, push it there and we'll work it out for you. Coming Sunday is Father's Day. Don't forget to wish your father a happy Father's Day. At least a small, nice parcel for a father is okay. And yet, they be an towel. They go so funny pee. Papa, for ya, get towels. Hey, what do you
What's the socks?
Any socks, any small panties. Is your do mammy for a pen Holland? Yeah, pay way, a boy, father for who marry. May God have mercy on fathers.
Yes.
Ma, maybe somebody will be back. Now, you can't say the way I know. Nema amenemo TFS no. Can na you sit down, you sit that round compound into Guma baby. But then no, it's small of self-contained. Be a one room apartment, be a kama. It is hard time on say okofo be back raba or ye be from afar you can easily see. Now correct no. But neno entesa okita a smartphone or shane them adi obeso baby obey. Ena ebi kura na wo ma me na papa no kura no smartphone kita do my hello. Even WhatsApp call, but to know him a lot of things are obey to me. I was so. Father for baby go far and go for fear a creative problem. Because you go form banana in your bema acring. To draw we bring them, but at the end we leave them with the women because we normally spend our time out. Now, looking at fatherhood and the nature of our jobs, some leave home as early as 6, some even as 5 to avoid traffic. And they come very late. So with this kind of attitude, with somebody's son or daughter at your home, together with your whole children, and all this load are on your wife, how do you assist as a father?
I think that it's not an easy thing, but you can always crack this nut by actually discussing or talking about issues with your wife. It is so important. I have always said that when it's Father's Day, you hardly hear all the
radio
noise.
Even the radio stations themselves.
You
When it's
hardly
Mother's
hear.
Day, the way they blow it out there.
But when it's Mother's Day, like you say,
Oh,
it's
but
all
yeah.
over the world. It is because women have the tendency to say things. You know, they know how to praise. They know how to make small things big. In a similar way, if you discuss things with your wife, she agrees to having the child there, she will bear whatever burden it is when you are away, without even feeling it. She will bear it because you support her. Because she knows that whatever decision she takes, you also come and endorse it. So she has that strength to go through the day with the children when you are away. And you have your peace of mind there. But if you decide that you are the head of the home, and so what you say is final, meanwhile you hardly stay at home, then where are we going to? You come back and there's chaos. You come back. So I always say that if you really, the men really want to have all the hula value that comes with Father's Day, they should take care of their wives. The wives will ensure that the children recognize their father and do whatever they must do for their father. And then we'll see that the whole world will see Father's Day as a big issue.
Viewers, our mother has really given us one secret and a key, of course, which you must take very serious. Once the Mother's Day, you blown out, but Father's Day is not like that. Or since our person will pa. But we try to create something so that we can pay ourselves. But majority of the fathers still don't get it because a number of our hours are spent outside.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that. Automatically.
She
will ensure that they will do it. Because she has only good things to say about you whilst you are away. So you come and they are all for you. But if there's always some enmity between the two of you, You go and she's whispering one thing, or even when she does
Influencing the children.
influencing,
Hey.
sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly. So it is very important that your relationship with your wife is key. It's very important. It should be good. And then it will also have a rippling effect on how the children receive you.
Viewers, yama me asaka for example, wa explaining. Also person wa boy di cool e wo fie wa do we. And yes, wo people on the man be cool etia o. So be very careful about that. Daddy, looking at our time, we leave home very early, come very late, fully exhausted. We don't even have time for children to be with us to do their homeworks and go. They come and they can only hear, oh, daddy is tired, go and see, daddy is in a chair sleeping, and they will leave you. Always the mother is with the kids. And we are busily trying to make ends meet, to make sure that the children are well fed and they are well catered for. What are the consequences of our contemporary job lifestyle which have infiltrated into our home?
Yes,
And let me add it. Some people even bring additional work home and come and work at home.
that is the reality of our time.
Okay.
And what Madame just talked about, I made reference to a particular point earlier before I come to your issue, that you need to have partnership in the home. If you have that partnership with your wife, you decentralize authority to her. Your security is guaranteed. Your security is guaranteed.
Okay.
But if you made your wife, you relegate her totally to the background, you do that at your own peril.
Okay.
Do that at your own peril. See, women can do a lot with the little.
Yeah.
We always think about the big issues. And when we do the big things, we don't blow it. But for them, the little ones, but don't be bothered about that.
Okay.
Don't be bothered about that.
Okay.
Allow it. And celebrate your wife on that. Give her that opportunity. Give her and when she does that, you are okay.
Yeah.
You are okay. When she does that, you are okay. Coming to your issue. The challenge that confronts us today as men is phenomenal. The challenge that confronts us today is phenomenal. I would say that our fathers had a good time. They had a good time. The challenge that confronts us today, the exposure, the limits, the restrictions. Our children, when we were growing up, we lived in a home that where you school, where you do everything, is just around. But today, your children have to travel far to go to school. You have to wake up early, do all sorts of things at odd times. And that put extra pressure on the home. And you, the man, you have to be responsible. You can't fall back. So bringing work to the home and all that, myself, I'm guilty. I do that. Because today, the challenge that you have, you are getting message, demanding reports by text message, by email, by telephone. Those days, if the person doesn't travel physically to come to you to make a request,
You're always free.
You are free.
but today you have no
And
excuse.
even that the telephone, you have to go to post office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So just that time alone gives you, the man, some breathing space. But yeah, immediately the thing comes, you can't say you haven't seen it. The email comes with time, the text message comes with time. You have to submit the document at a certain time. So you have no excuse. But that is what makes us men. you have to strike a balance. You have to strike that good balance in the home. And when you do that, you save yourself. Otherwise, you do all this running around, and your children will become wayward. And when your children become wayward, it's regrettable. Really, really regrettable when that happens.
Yeah.
So you have to sacrifice. You, the man, what we go through, we cry a lot. We go through a lot of pain. But you can't share it. You do that, your children don't even know what you are going through.
Yeah.
They just want their school fees paid. They want this done. They want that done. But you have to do it. You have to do it. We have a challenge today that is of a global nature.
Okay.
The challenge we face today is of a global nature, that you are having interactions. Your children are being influenced from, they are getting telephone messages, getting text messages. And you can't prevent that. You cannot prevent it. How do you manage it? Their attention is being divided. You expect them to do certain things at a certain time. They are not doing it. All that poses challenge on you, the man. You go to work, you don't come early. By the time you come, they are asleep. It's a real challenge, but you have to strike a balance. Okay. If you mandate your spouse sufficiently, you solve a lot of the problem. If you're having all that and your wife is not content, your wife thinks that when you close from work, you just go and sit somewhere. But if your wife is convinced that where my husband is at this time is for our interest, your late coming home will not be a bother to her. Your carrying work home will not be a bother to her, because she knows that this work I'm doing, that's what to bring the money.
Exactly.
And when the money comes, it pays the fees. So she will even be encouraging you. Oh, today are you not going? Today are you not going?
That is another area we should be looking at,
Absolutely.
maybe in another
Thank
discussion,
you.
like trust, breaking of trust in marriage, which causes a lot of havoc in marriage. Let me come down to, since we are dealing with contemporary work, let's also look at contemporary situation. Mambi, if you are about also, what do you expect a father to do in the midst of COVID? In the midst of COVID, ya be ya, and kwalaya be good future. What do you expect from the man, as the man called father, whom you call your husband?
I think I'm expecting a lot from
A lot.
Yeah, from
Hey,
if I say I'm expecting a lot from him, I want to take from what my mom was saying.
Okay.
You need to love your wife, one. And then two, it doesn't matter the COVID. Whatever situation or whatever training that both of you were having, even in the midst of COVID, you should be able to still do that. And I'm saying this because when I come to the men, yes, you are working, you are bringing money home to pay the fees. And I like what my dad also says, that you should strike a balance. It is not always the role of the mother. You may give your wife whatever support and everything that she needs so that she will take care of the children. But you, the father figure, you are also needed in the lives of the children. So it doesn't matter, you can carry work home, but what time do you have on your hands, even to make it up for the children? Not that you have come home and you are tired. Does that mean that from Monday to Sunday, you are always busy? You are always going out to bring the money from Monday to Sunday? I mean, definitely, there will be times that you may come home early, and there may be times that you stay out late. But all you have to do is that fatherly figure should be there for the children to know that daddy is around. Daddy wants us to do this. Like my dad just said, now, the tablets we are giving to our children, if mommy is in the kitchen cooking, daddy is not home, who monitors the child. Because by the time you realize, no, it could be a site being put in the so be. And if the mother is also not technologically inclined, and also another thing. So in as much as women we are needed in the home, I also feel that the fathers, we need your time. O don't mind she crowd the chair on time kakra. O time kakra kwe si ene ade call saying, "U home we fabra na menche." Ade we wan can say, "One say, oh, say papa no, e jano ye ne sa." Emma oh say, "Oh, me papa sa ade we, oh ma menye, me ma men so, oh ma menye sa." But so ka say bia ko face ka ba nko na say.
Oko faba we no money na say I want to be this kind of. Baba, or say chain time kakra in the midst of COVID. What is your view?
Yeah, I think that COVID de adeswa bebre abre awofu ba enkanka yema menu na yeyere no mo. The adeswa brom because anyanka first no obeko school obenya no ho aye nyama 1 2 1 2 ansa no wapon school anase mera so se okofon fi school ba sisi ogu fie na yesi ogu fie keke wodidi pa nti first no uni aduane be 2 or 3 times me first 2 times breakfast and supper sisi awre ye be 3 na 4 no
first one odidi we onye lunch mpon we
oh
we are hungry.
I actually did me am personal so frame me na for kakra na was be me out yeah lockdown abofra kitikiti we di fufu ewie sisi within an hour accommodating. You see, and it's become a burden.
Wow.
So ohiri ko say mukasi or se wasa the whole day.
It's true. It's true.
Into COVID they are disrupt and then change. He said why your online schooling na homework reba sisi or sign your own teachers count. What you say? And also another responsibility about down also. Say about a collabo France so can dia. No so the ring anti nipa back on no ye nipa be ade be 4 and 5. Me fiesi de bia. Nti me de me experience naka. Nti me kaipa in COVID ye call lockdown. Senior minia be can. I think that as contemporary fathers, it's very hard to come by. But you need to make up your mind that you will block time. I like using the term block. Time they may block it because I mean if you leave the time say may pay free time free time.
You have to make it.
Me fear na because me juma. Me to my juma the whole day because they be am juma be here. As in office juma. So sometimes you actually have to block time. Into me kaipa lockdown and me catch na me juma fifi. Into me yes say me and say wan hwe ni ya odi the whole day be juma. O sorry odi dey no aso wo aba no be di no asan ko che dem no ya juma sa. Into I decided to block certain times e be a lunch and na me na merry. Na maseda fa telephone. Afre madam fu bi o ye kitro ba. No mama na cheme duane foforo kra me ye bi da na ma ye na me da so bo se mo fra ni agi na o yere nso no aton kakra and things like that you have to consciously do it. I did and things that I've never could before miss na me pese me ye bibia de bia wo di bi de da and in doing that too you get to spend some quality time and allow them to see another side of you. And yes, sir, papa na osoria no pa, yebe soria no pa no ko. Ade sansa no aba. Na Sunday nso obeti na fie no na edi agro kakra no, oso ko asori meet. What you say? So you block a certain there are certain times would you leave out a source that blocky business leave ya maji me dibina me di atne fie. Into some ready, men are made one because school, no matter if school about. You actually have to plan throughout the week. There are certain times that because you see the children too are an investment and no payback on that investment can either go bad or go well. If it goes bad, so when you returns to crank, so we need to look at it through those lenses.
Okay.
See, I am making an investment in my children, so I have to give them time. I have to give them my resources. And yet they be an obeying to work. Na faith and name American. Me will say, Usha Unyamere man, Ubuan, or no be OPR. Say name American pepe. Because I didn't know what time I'm of Rana, who this can be my Abia or Yeresu, when I got on Tarime. Well, I prefer to Johnny one must catch up. Oh, mommy has bought this thing for me. Oh, no, you say when I use it. But yes, the mommy will correct. Oh, it is daddy that bought it for you. Okay, daddy, mommy says that you bought it for me. And it has happened so many times.
Yeah.
Now, JD, who knew you need to get with the papa? Yeah.
But you could.
Oh, no, Rebecca Chennis on. Yeah. It's after the movement to move Mubany, Richina, for retirement. Mofrane bar or his home, I what the Broma because they don't have a relationship with you.
The affection is not there.
And when you pass, you block time for that.
Viewers, commander, the number is so called. And here can you say, no, dear woman of Bomoja film. Don't see as if say, Yena yet to be Biama, but it is God speaking to you through this medium. So accept it that way and amend your way. There was also send try as much as possible. It's not easy to do it. If we are adding, say, all switching from one character to the other. We are looking at it. A quan ben I met me a break. Here, and say, it will be a leave off your phones. Or Macra school. Let your children feel you. Make time with them. Other than that, you make the money and nobody spends it. The child will have no affection for you. The band say, you only push money to them, but you never father them. So please do father your children so that they can also act as good children. They no a good image. And then now you'll be but we here in the future, good image will come. One slot penna within 30 seconds. Yeah, wrap up, come. Inti Obia will view generally area bang and I'll say the father role, especially in this COVID. My back down to COVID. We are ending on the COVID because it's saying you improve COVID and you have it. Easy buy, and then easy all. Sacks and will be a buy. Yada be about Arambua. Inti COVID so has become one of them. Is coming to stay with that. But how are we going to make time with our family? Now, young castle COVID about they always put things in anticipation and it never happens, and we keep on postponing things. Oh, after COVID, and if that time never comes, what become of your family? This is the general question to all of us. So let me start with my mom.
Well, I feel as a father, or they provide emotional support. Emotional support, especially in this time of COVID. Interestingly, it's parents who get frightened by COVID. More is like they understand there's some sickness, but but for there, it provides emotional support.
Okay.
It provides spiritual support. You see, at the end of it all, I think that Abu Faban said, but COVID is a friend of nobody.
Yeah.
Or decided or but the point is, if I'm Abu Faban's spiritual supporter, or you know so or some support to be I can always fall on. So let's pray about COVID and the prayer pattern of men. I think I want to see more of it. A lot of the time is the woman who is praying with the kids, and we don't see that spiritual support that they should give to the family. So much as they are providing, and it's very good that they are giving all the financial support, they also need to give the spiritual support. They need to give the emotional stability to their children. Because and the other children are teaching them, like via their phones and what have you, teaching them things. But if they can get these things at home, I think they will be better stable. And then when the issues of life come, they can also stand firm. So I want to see the father providing both emotional, the spiritual, and
The
maybe
prayer.
the physical support to the children.
Daddy.
I would say that the COVID pandemic has given a different dimension to how families or fathers should look at their families. I'll be saying that there is so much inequality, injustice, so much inequality. And what COVID seems to do is to restore that balance.
In a sense.
It's true.
In a sense.
It's true.
So that as a family, you cannot be thinking yourself just locally. And as a father with your family, you should begin to look at your family from the long-term sustainable objective, so that as you are desirous to grow your family, you are desirous to protect them, you are desirous to make sure that you provide the limits, the boundaries, the values, the Christian standards that they need to have as you provide them their basic needs. If you do all these things, you will be assured that you are going to have children that will be good to society, and in future will be able to even take good care of you, will be more responsible. This is what I think we must do for our children. We should not just be looking at their bringing up, but how do they become valuable to society? And all depends on the training you give them at home.
Exactly.
In this COVID situation, in all the challenges, you need to strike the balance. The balance is the key. And once you have a partnership enterprise at home, I'm emphasizing that partnership enterprise.
You and your wife.
You and your wife.
Okay.
So that your weaknesses, she will cover it.
Exactly.
Her weaknesses,
You
you
cover
cover it. So that, you see, the children are very smart. And they can capitalize on any weakness or any loophole. But if you and your wife, you are very strong, your relationship, your bond is there, they will not find a loophole. So even if you, the father, you are not around, your mother has the mandate to take control. And the little time that you also get, in my case, look, this COVID, I made a timetable. Let us all make timetable. How we spend, you wake up, how you spend the money to the evening. You break it down. You know? So anytime I come, I will just go to the timetable. So you give account from all the areas, whatever you have done. So that your children know that you, the father, you have interest in every aspect of their life. And that will what will bring you the great joy.
I remember my small boy, the youngest, asked me a question. You see, we come to church, especially during this COVID day at home. So in the morning, the virtual service, we are here after it. We come for this. Normally, we do 3 sessions. Then on Sundays, too, in the evening, we do miracle hour. So I went home the first, I came, the second, I came. And anytime I go, he asks, why are you going? So I'm going to church. He said, okay. And I'll come again, why are you going? I'm going to church. I was there when he came, Daddy. We all been going to church once. You, every day, you go to church. Quickly, the mother came in and said, you know, Daddy doesn't go to church the way we go to church. Daddy work at church. So that is where we get our money. He said, oh, okay, Dad, then go and come. We are waiting for you. And it was easily solved. But when I was even coming to it, I was asking, Nakola Bituana, some 24 questions. Are you, oh, we go to church once. Every day you are going to church. How many people stay at the church all the time? I was like, wow. So as you said, they are smart. Indeed, they are. So when the partnership is strong, you cover each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. It might be the same general term. COVID, father, home, mother.
In fact, COVID, the dinema be brave. Na ade baako a meka ne sɛ ɛyɛ na sɛ school ɛma kwan a long vac ni mu wobɛhu sɛ parents for that first week na nkɔlaa ne wɔ fie no onyanka ɔmo start extra classes na ɔmfa nkɔlaa ne nkɔ nti ɛyɛ na ɔmo nya mmerɛ ma nkɔlaa ne ɛtete me extra classes time aso a push but COVID no extra classes you are the teacher in your home. Whether you know maths, you know English, you are. You know, and I always say, Eja sum. The spiritual aspect of the fathers should be well seen in the home.
Okay.
The spiritual aspect. And then the emotional aspect. One thing that I'll also add is that as a father, you should be able to relate with your children. In this COVID situation, if you study your children well, you will know their characters. You will know them. And you'll be able to handle them very well. Obu oni mo nkola no nti teacher pe ene ni mo.
Afei na nkofo ehu omo ba o. Afrika. Open kese. A brief yemre na so. We abro so be 2 minutes binti brief.
Okay. Let me say kakra meka ne say COVID the new norm aba.
Good.
Sisi ani wo mo ne new norm. Enyen ne China COVID be fear so akọ. Nti let us evaluate our roles as fathers. In the light of all that has been said, na baby asinto woman. COVID are limiting external interactions and increasing internal interactions. So let's take advantage of that and reevaluate our roles and do better.
Thank you very much, viewers, for being with us. We thank you and we say God richly bless you. And we've learned a lot from the Yake, said every kind. COVID has really increased our internal lifestyle. And as fathers, we must do our best as well to nurture our children. Father is not just about giving birth, but father is the one who nurtures a child to become whom God has designated or elected that child to become. God bless you and have a wonderful time. Till we meet again next week, we'll come your way with another episode. All fathers, through this platform, we wish you a happy Father's Day in advance. God bless you.